I've got a question. How long do you think we humans have?
How long does the human race have?
Ooh.
Um,
Oh, wow.
I don't exactly know, but it might be soon.
I have no clue. I hope I give me at least 50 more years.
I think there's infinite amount of time.
Infinite. It's infinite, yeah.
I give us a million years.
Being kind, I would say probably about 10 years.
10, 12 years.
Thousands of years.
47 years, 3 months, 5 days. It's approximate.
We're kind of like cockroaches on the planet. No matter how much damage we'll do, enough of us will survive to procreate and keep it going.
Unless we can get to another planet, but then we're just going to fuck it up like we did Earth.
Well, I think that we will be here for a long time, but we will change. We're going to turn back into apes.
Have you ever wondered what would happen if a single species took over an entire planet? Maybe they're cute, maybe they're clever, but lack a certain, shall we say, self-restraint? What if they go too far? What if they go way, 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 way too far? How would they know when it's their time to go?
Due to our release through factories and automobiles every year of more than 6 billion tons of carbon dioxide, our atmosphere seems to be getting warmer. This is bad? Well, it's been calculated a few degrees rise in the Earth's temperature would melt the polar ice caps. And if this happens, an inland sea would fill a good portion of the Mississippi Valley. For in weather, we're not only dealing with forces of a far greater variety than even the atomic physicist encounters, but with life itself.
That was 1958. We've known about the dangers of climate change for 6 decades. Back then, there was so much air pollution that would actually block out the sun. There was so much water pollution, rivers caught on fire. Forget throwing plastic bottles into the water. We tossed our cars in there. We also knew someday we'd run out of oil.
For millions of Americans, this may be the worst weekend they've ever faced for finding gasoline to give them the automobile freedom they take as their due.
I never doubted humans would find a better way, and I wanted to be part of it. A scientist sounded the alarm, and the modern environmental movement was born.
Unless we do bring these chemicals under better control, we are certainly headed for disaster.
Students all across the country organized the first Earth Day.
At this point in time, it's very, very fashionable to talk about the environment, but as every day proceeds, we find very, very little concrete being done.
As for me, you might say I was an early environmentalist. When I was 9 years old, a bulldozer began knocking down the woods near my home. I retaliated by putting sand in its gas tank. When I grew up, I became a tree hugger and moved to the wilds of northern Michigan to build a sustainable homestead and commune with nature. I wired my cabin for solar panels and heated with wood instead of fossil fuels. I wrote about sustainable living and environmental issues for the Mother Earth News and several news outlets. I traveled the country documenting invasive species, ecosystem collapse, and species threatened with extinction. I covered protests against destroying mountains for coal, and was once even confronted by the BP police.
You're a journalist?
Yep, yeah.
By all means, you can take all the pictures you want. Okay. We'll write our report, and then we have to send it to the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office. They'll call you.
Through all of this, I kept wondering, why are we still addicted to fossil fuels? So I decided to begin following the green energy movement. What better place to check out how our renewable energy revolution is coming along than a solar festival in the Green Mountain state of Vermont, powered by 100% solar energy.
Solar.
I was having fun and got a chance to ask about getting solar panels installed.
You can keep adding, so maybe every time you get a tax return, buy another solar panel.
But then a little rain began to fall. My cameraman noticed some commotion behind the stage.
Get stuff here. Our biodiesel generators in case we need the power. Oh, so the festivals run off solar energy primarily? Primarily. We do need to bring some of this stuff in just because we want to make sure we have enough power to not kill our fancy toys that we have lighting the stage.
But the biofuel generator wasn't enough, so they wound up plugging into the electrical grid that we all use.
The other inverter operating, it's actually pulling power in from the grid, charging the batteries. It's running backwards from the way we originally intended to do it, but
that was disappointing. But after all, it had been raining. Maybe next time things would go better. Luckily for us, hope was on the way.
It's been a long time coming, but tonight, change has come to America.
Green activists across the country cheered when newly elected President Barack Obama rolled out $1 trillion stimulus package with nearly $100 billion for green energy. Green was finally ramping up, and everyone wanted to be part of it. President Obama brought in environmental activist Van Jones from the Apollo Alliance with shovel-ready projects.
They've got to put up tens of thousands of wind farms. They've got to put up millions of solar panels.
Former Vice President Al Gore, who had a few years earlier released an Oscar-winning film, shared his ideas with the president.
We have the opportunity now to create jobs all across this country, in all 50 states, to repower America.
Al Gore had already encouraged billionaire airline owner Sir Richard Branson to invest big time in green energy.
Branson is pledging future profits from his airline to the tune of perhaps $3 billion. $3 billion, that's with a B, to fight global warming.
Is Al Gore a prophet? I just spelled profit.
Investors came forward.
Investor Vinod Khosla, known as the father of the clean tech revolution, has poured over $1 billion of his own money into some 50 energy startups.
Major banks were eager to get involved.
By 2020, we think renewables will require $395 billion.